everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you all had a safe and happy new year. This is the first official video of 2021 and it did take me quite some time to settle into the new year, which I think is totally fine. I think it's very healthy to be able to kind of have a relaxing start to the new year instead of just diving in head first, just to really figure out what direction to go into and just kind of what you want to accomplish for the year, and that's exactly what I did. And to be honest with you, I'm still kind of in that navigating stage. I just got my real estate license, so I have a new job and I'm working with an amazing company, and I've just kind of been settling into, you know, just learning the routine with that and also figuring out what kind of content I really wanted to put out on my channel this year. So I figured the first step into accomplishing any of that is to be able to organize my life. I like to keep it simple, minimal, and to the point to where it's actually practical to use. So for the past 2 weeks, I have been experimenting with different spreads just to see what works for me and what I would want to add to it. I wanted to share with you guys exactly how I have organized my year so far, and it's working, and I'm able to keep track of everything that I have to do and stay on top of things as much as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you just exactly how I laid out my bullet journal, and what works for me may not work for you, but you may see one thing in this video that you're like, oh my gosh, that would really help me with my bullet journal. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you exactly how I set my bullet journal up. Let's get into it. So my bullet journal is actually from Walmart, believe it or not. It was $5. I got this over the summer, I just hadn't used it, and it's just an all-white journal. They have different colors. I just have a plain white one, and I also bought a black one too, but I figured the white one hadn't been used, so I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it with 2021 goodies. The first thing that I did was a yearly title page. Now I just wrote Hello 2021 with the sun and the moon and my constellation. I'm an Aries. It kind of goes with my goal of wanting to become more in tune with my spirituality, because I feel like I got away from it last year. I just really want to get back in touch with my tarot cards, my oracle cards, and just the universe as a whole. So that's kind of why I did it that way and put my constellation on there, but you can do whatever you want. Next thing I did was an index, and this is just going to show me exactly what page is, or what's on what page, and just kind of keep me more organized. So if I just want to see something quickly, I can just flip to this and find something super fast whenever I need it. And this next spread is a yearly log. Now this is just something where you can see like all the birthdays of the year, if there's any special events that you have. It's just a really good overview, and I did 6 months per like layout just to make it not so overwhelming. So, and I left plenty of space to be able to add in whatever dates may happen or may pop up. This next page I have not filled out yet, and I need to, and it's my 2021 tarot reading, and I did one for 2020, and I recently went back and I looked at it, and it was really accurate. Like, it was kind of scary how accurate that it was, and just seeing everything that happened in our lives and just how it like relates to how the reading went. I can't believe it. So I wanted to do another one for this year, just to kind of go back to every single month and see how accurate that it is and what, you know, the universe may believe is entailed for me this year. And I think it's just another way just to get in tune with my spirituality side. And I love tarot and I love oracle cards, and I'm really into that kind of thing. So if you are too, this is a really cool spread. This next page is my 2021 goals, and this is ever changing, and I think that that's a good thing. It's hard whenever you set a goal and, you know, life happens and either your goal changes, or maybe it's just what you realize you don't really want that anymore and you feel so stuck to that one goal. But I think it's good to just be ever evolving with your goals and be open-minded to, if you like, don't feel bad about not wanting it anymore, or just realizing that, hey, I need to go in a different direction to get to this one goal, which is what we've had to do, and that's totally fine. It's part of growing, it's the way life goes. So I wanted to leave enough space for that, and the categories I did are career, financial, spiritual, personal / life, and health. And being able to write down your goals, for one, is going to hold you more accountable, and you're going to see it more often, and it's in the very front of the bullet journal. So I will see it every time that I open my bullet journal, and writing it down really just kind of takes it out of your head and puts it into a physical form, I guess, and it makes it more real. So I highly suggest writing down your goals. You don't have to do as many categories as I did. I just prefer to break my goals down into those 5 categories, and it's important to be able to leave space to where, you know, if you change your mind about a goal or you realize it's not what you want anymore, where it's flexible so you don't feel so restricted, and to where you can pivot. Not that you don't want to achieve your goals, but you know, sometimes things happen and it's just part of growth, honestly. So anyway, but that's how I set up my 2021 goals spread. Just very simple, to the point, and it's gonna hold me accountable to accomplish these things. I also left space to add more goals. I don't think that you have to be just set to setting goals in January for New Year's. I think you should be setting goals year-round, or at least maybe every quarter of the year, like every 3 months or something like that. So that's another reason that I left a lot of space too. So the next page is where I started the monthly layout for January, and on the left side I made a column for a tarot reading, and then I did one for monthly quotes, and I picked 2. And then also reflection and goals, to where I can reflect on the month before and set goals for the next month. So for the tarot reading, you can either carry it over from your tarot page, or you can just pull a fresh card, whatever you want to do. And then the monthly quotes I chose were, be willing to be a beginner every single morning, and you don't grow when you're comfortable. Goodness gracious, is that true? I'm learning that completely, because especially of getting started into real estate, you really have to go out of your comfort zone and, you know, go to all these different places and meet so many different people. And it's really fun, but it's also, you know, it's uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's just means that you're growing, but it's just something that I want to see every single day and remember, like, there is a reason for this, you know, and just keep that big picture goal in your head. The last little box on there are reflection and goals. So that way you can reflect on the month before that and see what you want to do differently and set goals based on that per month. It's a lot easier to break down your goals monthly instead of just having those. It's good to have the yearly goals, but it's really nice to break them down into monthly goals, just to make it where you're hitting those benchmarks all the time, and it keeps you going, because if you accomplish the small goals, you're eventually going to get to the big goals. So that's why that's there. And then I just have like a monthly layout just to see exactly what day falls on what, and I made it with fireworks and again with the moon just for New Year's, so I thought that was fun. I also made a gratitude page, and I just numbered 1 through 31 because there's 31 days in January, and I really just want to be able to take a moment of gratitude, and I want to practice that a little bit more, because I feel like that we can just kind of get lost in our day-to-day lives, and it's so important to realize what you do have versus what you don't. So being more positive and being more grateful is definitely a huge goal of mine. So I created this gratitude page just to hold me accountable to it every single day. The next page is books to read, and these are just books that I'm either reading about, or if I see a book that I want to read, I just jot it down here, because I have so many in my head, it's crazy, and if I don't write them down, I'm never gonna remember all of them, and then I won't read them. So I've created a checklist for books to read, and I just continuously add books to it. Next page that I have is the weekly layout, and this took me some time to really figure out how I wanted it. This one to me had to be the most practical, because I'm going to be stuck with it for 7 days, and I want to make sure that my weeks go very organized and I don't miss anything, because if I miss a beat, I feel like it's just going to throw the next weeks off, and I don't know, I just really wanted to perfect this spread, and I feel like I did. For right now, it could change, but as of right now, this is what I'm using. So on the very top left, I just have the month and then what week of the year that it is. So this is for week 3, and then I highlight the week that this spread is for. And then right below that, I really like habit trackers, but they can be so overwhelming. So what I did was I created a small one, and I got this off Pinterest, and I can leave it down below if you want to see. But this is just how I made it for myself. I want to read every day, I want to make sure I'm drinking enough water, I want to stretch, and I also want to practice gratitude. So those 4 things are what I want to do every single day. Those are the habits that I really want to implement, and this will help me because I'll see it every single time that I look over my entire week. So that's a really nice little thing to have, and it's not so overwhelming to where it's like a whole page and super tedious to create. It's just a quick little simple habit tracker on the week. And right below that I have weekly events, so if there's birthdays that week, for me, if there's any showings that are that week, or if I have any work events or anything like that, it just keeps everything in one place to where I can see, or even bills due. I put bills that are due that week in that column too, so it's just a nice way to see especially what goes on every single day. Obviously you could put it on the day too, but sometimes I like to just see all of the important dates together so that I know, like, hey, there's this bill's due on the 13th, or there's this event on the 15th, you know, so I really like that. And then I just put on the right side a little notes column. I probably could have made this a little bit bigger, but whatever. You can really put anything here. Whatever you don't want to put in the weekly events section, you could put in this notes part. I just know that my planners always had that, so I thought it'd be a nice little feature to put in my bullet journal, and I use it and I like it, so I'm leaving that there. And then obviously for the days, I just use my highlighter and I created just little sections for each day, and I put the date there. And I don't know, it's just a very simplistic layout, but it works for me and I feel like it's practical, and I don't have to set aside a ton of time every single Sunday to create my bullet journal spread for the week. It's very to the point, it's minimal and very practical, and it works. That was the goal with creating this bullet journal, because if the more simplistic I make it, the more likely I'm going to stick to it. So I just really wanted to make it fit with my life, because my life is changing. There's different things going on, and of course with a new job comes new things, so I just wanted to be able to organize all of those things to execute everything perfectly while also keeping up YouTube. And let me know if you use any of these spreads, or if you have any spreads that you really like. I really want to stick to bullet journaling this year, and I'm interested to see how it evolves and how my spreads evolve. But as of right now, this is what's working for me, and if any of these spreads helped you out, or if you have any spreads that you like, let me know in the comments below, because I love to learn new bullet journal spreads and different things to do with it, because the possibilities are seriously endless, and that's why I like it so much, is because you can really just make it so customized to you. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. And I'm so excited for this year. We're gonna kick 2021's butt. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm so excited to take on the year with you guys. So, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!